Genesis 1:28. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air and over every living creature that moves on the ground. In here, we notice bless. Again, okay? So, as I said at the beginning before, bless is kind of like face uncertainty, but good willing. So his good willing may shed over them, and he wished them in this unknown, a strange environment to follow the track or follow the trail they designed. They wanted them to give birth more. So at this point, we'll give birth not as pain as right now, or that time the mortality rate for giving birth, how many kids die, whatever. God doesn't really care about that part, just fruitful. And the increased number, that's the strategic plan, just make populate. And the fill the earth and the subdue it. Well, earth doesn't need to subdue, right? Earth just a solid soil and water. But when you talk about subdue it, it's kind of like a rule over. It's with certain method, certain force, right? And rule over the fishes. You can eat it. You can beat it. You can make a fish dry fish. Do whatever you want. And the living creature that move on the ground, any living things, even including the wild animals. So right now, all the like animal rights, they talking about this. It's just from your own points. At the very far beginning, human was assigned the direction is go populate and go mess around, do whatever you want, and go beat the ground, beat the fish, beat the earth, beat the whatever. And gods of heavens, they want to see the result. They want to see the mini God, the mini me, the mini me, how we react, how the ground react to us. So obviously here is a testing ground, a mouse utopian. In here, it's very interesting, the word subdue it. So you take over, you control the earth. Not only the animals, not only the fish, not only the birds. Actually, the earth itself. God treat earth as a living creature or a something has will. So we, human, are actually the mini God. We are his extension of will, and we are the tool to occupy the earth and to control the earth through various aspects, through control the fish, through control the living creatures. That's the main purpose. But why God wants to control the earth? Why God wants to take over the earth? The point is because earth is a testing ground for the high civilization, or should I say heavens, for them to make it far away hometown. But before it really becomes a hometown, they need the whole environment, they need the whole ground, they need everything meets their requirement. So that's they need take thousands, millions of years to test it. So it could have couple civilizations, before human, we may have another humans to occupy the ground, fail, then get another human to fail, because for gods, their life is long, so they have a patient. Genesis 1:29. Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. So that time, people are vegan. And I don't know how they're going to eat those things for raw or for barbecued or boiling, but I don't know. It's just without meat, I'm a meat lover. Without meat, life's kind of boring. Yeah. Also, I noticed Asian time, the fruit and the veggie is different. I mentioned it before, those are corn, those watermelon, those foods are really, even wheat, those things are so different and not as sweet, not as fruitful right now. But any reason God don't want they eat meat, or any reason at that moment? No fighting because the fighting, or because the meat eating will make the blood cross into different system, so make the whole thing even more complicated. Because the main purpose is try to change the earth environment, change the water. At least I can monitor my whole every units: human, cow, tiger, dinosaur, fish, whatever. So these things, the purpose is to make the earth more complicated. Instead of when they're eating each other, they make themselves become complicated. So maybe harder for God, for heavens to do the data collection or do estimation. I don't know, but think about it. God is almighty, right? Beyond the time. So he should know everything about this. But why still ask us to be a vegan? Is that just a good wish? Also, another thing is when he designed the animals at the very far beginning, there is a prey, there is a predator, so what's the purpose? Genesis 1:30. And to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds of the air, and all the creatures that move on the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I gave every green plant for food. And it was so. Okay, is a vegan a perfect word? Because no battle, no blood, and all the wild animal eats all the plants. So plant is the mutual food for everyone. And you may need to cook, may not need to cook. I think animal, they looking for like a rousing. They don't know fire, I guess. And at that moment, I think God just needed a quick result from extract or exhaust the energy of the ground. Because think about it, all the tree, all the veggie, everything grow from the earth, from the ground. And the purpose of it, he creates birds, fish, and human, everyone has a breeze in it. You can eat the plant, eat the trees, eat the veggies. So after all the veggies eat it, what are they going to do? grow again, right? So what an animal they're gonna do? They shit it. Then after, what is shit gonna do? Maybe grow different veggies. But in order for the energy to maintain everything in balance, the consumption, so actually it consumes the energy of the earth gradually, directly. And everyone has the same direction. I'm talking about everyone has the same direction. Just eat the plant, eat the trees, just directly go on the earth. That's at the beginning, the project design. That's what I feel like. But right here, why they need a fish? Why they need a fish? So God wanted water to tame more fish, more creatures. So when you generate the fishes, it basically extracts the energy, extracts all the forces, living things from the water. So water, at that moment, water and the ground are two mysterious parts. So here, I suddenly have a thought regarding the Greek mythology regarding the fire came from the heaven to the earth, and the god, his name is Prometheus, he was punished and suffered from the endless pain because of he brought the fire to the earth, right? And is that the fire brings earth total different culture, total different development. And in the future, kind of Bible support that parts. And I think if Earth from the very far beginning, vegan, everybody vegan, including all the animal, everyone's vegan, maybe it's a total different culture, total different test as God tried to do, because I don't know, because or maybe they will fail previously, so they want to start a new world, a new faraway hometown. That's also, I noticed God, he's the heavens are this kind of God. Their specialty is for ground. It's ground. So that make perfect sense, perfect explanation for the early Aztec culture and pyramid, those kind of Christmas Island, those kind of huge stone buildings, stone statues, all the things, because they can just make those things happen just through their willing power. That's what I feel. At the very far beginning, God tried to have a vegan culture or a new culture, but right now we are on a different path. The purpose to ask human or the man to conquer those animals, to conquer the land, I believe is a simulation. Basically, God, he simulates the earth and the heavens in our body. Our brain is more like heavens, and the heart is more like earth. And the pumping the water generate all the necessities, and us conquer the animal, conquer the whole earth. It's kind of like similar to a big movement from other space to earth to make to build a new faraway hometown. That's what I believe. So at the very far beginning, it's very clearly God's mind is very, very straightforward. Just make a simulation, small scale, they copy their previous DNA, previous likeness, previous image, whatever, try to get everything done. So when God used the word conquer, put it in our first command, as our first command, he made our, I would say subconsciously, or our character naturally, we are outward. We are trying to explore things. We try to do expedition. We try to overcome all the water, overcome all the mountains. That's our great mission, to cross all over the land. Otherwise, all the animals, they can do that, right? All over. But why all the animals, they cannot? They need a head. They need a master of a mind. So that reflects somehow heaven structure, the top heaven structure. Kind of same like God reflects. God is the human, and all the heavens, they are like an animal, because it's just the civilization. That's, I believe, it reflects the higher structure. Genesis 1:31. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the 6 days. So we saw two repeat things. One, God has emotional expression about this. Also, it's not good. It is very good, which means the measurement for the project, he did it. Actually, he is so satisfied. And anybody notice? There is morning, there is evening. He added one important element into the whole system. But the measurement, make the system balance, doesn't change, is what? Morning and evening. And here, the measurement for God is good, also good, which is a different level of good. Then I have to question, what's the right and or wrong? So God didn't make any mistake? Not really. Actually, I will say this. Even he made a mistake, I think actually, yes, God regretted in the Bible, it said. But in here, I believe when God said good or so good, means the earth's project for them, for God and heavens, are the first project. I believe they never did it before. It's just like they came here to see the abyss, and let's do it. So they follow, or they copy, they try to do simulation or try to design something, then they do it. So it's kind of like it follows the track. However, there is no comparison, because if there is a failure, if success, you can say it is right or it is wrong, but there is no such concept, no such example. So only thing they can see is the whole thing is okay on my track, so it's good. Then maybe when they decided put their image, their likeness, which means us, like mini God, and they project us on the earth. There is morning, there is evening, which is the very important measurement. The system smoothly transit from dark matter to light, then from the light to dark. So everything is still in balance, still within the tolerant level. And they still have the great chance to conquer, to see the progress of the experimental things. So that's a qualitative change, because all the animal, all the water, everything, it's nothing directly due to them, due to heavens, to make heavens really happy, actually. Unless you have a human, you have a mini gods, you have their simulation, they project their image on the earth, start to working or doesn't make anything dramatic change, that makes them happy. So it's called so good. In here, I think the day of 6 or 5 doesn't really matter. It's just number. But some people really believe 1 means something, 2 means something, 3 means something. I don't know yet, but maybe I go do a little research.